What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig. Usually we go over the Dow and the DXY. We're going to save that for the end. I'm also going to be looking at Litecoin and Ethereum. A lot of people have been asking about that. First, we'll go over all the Bitcoin charts. I'm going to show you my levels to watch for. Before we begin, make sure you scroll down, smash that thumbs up. I'll wait a second while you do it. All right, hopefully you hit it. Now, make sure you leave a comment down below after watching the video. Let me know what you think. Let me know your ideas. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We do these daily updates every single day, Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends, but Monday through Fridays for sure. So let's take a look at what's going on. This is a chart we've been watching. Every time we get this drop here, you can see the white horizontal line, right? We never get back up to that level. We get close before dropping back down. Then we make another low. We can draw another horizontal there. Once we break that, we don't quite get back up to it, just like right here, right? Didn't quite get back up. That is the area we're at now. So 17,565 area. If we break that, then our next level of resistance is 17,900. And then 18.4. We have a target at 18.4 to watch for. If this area is broken, right? It has to break this area. Just like this time, we did not break it. Came way back down. Did not break it. Came back down and always broke the low afterwards. So we've broken this low. Now our low down here is going to be somewhere around 15.5, right? As you guys know, I have a weekly target around 14.5. So right now, what I'm watching for is 17,564. It is a very good possibility that we just continue down from here without even retesting that. So if you were going to put in a long or a short here, you wouldn't put in a long until this was broken, and you would put a short in anytime now and just put your stops above this 17. I'd put stops around 17.6 because once that's broken, it's possibly going to go up to that 18.4. But as of right now, this is what it's looking for. None of this is financial advice, guys, and I don't like to put what areas to trade or whatever. What my channel does, you can go back and look at all my videos. I'm showing you guys how markets work, how I read the markets, what I look for, and then the trading part comes after that, guys. You need to learn how markets work before you even start trading. A lot of people don't do that, and they end up getting wrecked listening to YouTubers telling you when the long and short. That is an absolute way of getting your account destroyed. So, guys, take a second out, watch videos. At each one, I don't have trading courses. I don't sell trading courses like the scammers that can't trade. They sell you their bad habits. Don't get sucked into that. You can watch all my videos and any videos for that matter and learn from them, right? But each one of my videos is a learning lesson. That's why we track the markets daily. People say, it looks like the same video as yesterday. Well, because we're tracking the markets. We have areas we watch, and you know, watch any other channel, guys. We have been the most accurate. I don't care what anybody says. Look back. All the evidence is in the videos. I don't delete videos like a lot of these scammers or change the thumbnail when they're wrong, right? I don't know. That it just upsets me, guys. So many people are losing money from these guys that have no market experience and try to explain to you why they're so good when they absolutely have no clue how markets work. Watch this channel and you will start to understand how markets move, what makes them move, why they move. Has nothing to do with the news, guys. The news is noise. I've said that many times. But anyways, back to the chart. Sorry, little rant there. If we get above this 17.5 area, or 17,565, then we have a possibility of 18.4. But otherwise, guys, we're in a continuation to the downside. As you can see here, the volume is declining while the price is rising. Next big shoot you're going to see is probably a red candle. So be aware of that, guys. Be careful. And if we are able to break that area, then we look for this 18.4, which is the bottom of this descending triangle here. But what's the bottom of this descending triangle? It already broke. So even if we went back up there, we're looking like 75 to 8,500. Now, listen closely. 75 to 8,500 in February or March. And I'll show you why in the coming charts, right? 75 to 8,500 false bottom, February or March, get a rally into April, May, maybe even June, get a rally up into that area. Great place to possibly put in a long or just buy and then resell again after the false bottom completes. And I'm going to show you how to see that if it does play out. None of this is financial advice, guys. I'm trying to show you how markets work. And if you pay attention, you'll get an understanding of it, right? So let's see what's going on. This 14.5 is my weekly target, right? From the weekly chart. We showed this months ago, and I'll show you that in the weekly chart. But as of right now, let's see what's going on here. So I do think we're most likely headed back down here to test the bottom trend line on the RSI here. As you can see, we have tested the top. Okay, we went from the top to the bottom, to the top, to the bottom, right? If we get back up to that 18.4, that will be this blue trend line right here on the RSI, right? Do you see it? If we get up there, that will be the rejection area. As of right now, I think right now is already in the downside. Again, unless we break 17,565 area, okay? Looking at the 4 hour, we've talked about this. There is a possibility we range in here until the end of this month, right? And why is that? Because we are in a descending triangle or a wedge, whatever you want to call this. But if you look here, we got an A, B, and a C, right? Three-wave structure. Then we get another one, A, B, and C. This came to the one-to-one extension here from this high to this low. That's what these fibs are right here, right? We're getting rejected at that one-to-one extension. If we continue our rejection here, right, then what might we get? Another A, B, C correction, right? So overall, this would be one big ABC, right? B, C, something like that. And then we could still get one more all the way up here and come back down. But once we break out of this, guys, it's probably going to be pretty swift and pretty quick. Like this one here, this is our weekly target of 14.5. We've been waiting for this for a very long time. And if we look at this, once we break this area, and right now it's about 15.4, somewhere in that range. Once we break that area, the next target is going to be somewhere around 12.5, 12.6 area, right? But that doesn't matter right now. Let's look at the weekly here in a second. But before we do, make sure you check out our sponsor, Prime XBT. By far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you like the scam exchanges. Links down below. You can use my promo code SAVVY50. It'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus to use towards your margins. SAVVY25 will get you 25% off your fees. You can trade crypto, Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, pre-markets, post-markets, everything all from one exchange, so you don't have to be, and you can have multiple trades and they don't clump them together like the scam exchanges. So check it out, guys, if you haven't already. I also have a tutorial on my YouTube page. You can go check it out. But this is the weekly chart here, right? Let me zoom in and just show you something. So this is how we got our 14.5. Once we broke this, once we broke this rising broadening wedge here, that gave us that target about 14.5. It's actually about 14.6, right in that range. But nevertheless, I still think we're headed down to that region. Now we have the 8 EMA around 17.8. Another point you could watch for rejection on the weekly, but I drew this in. This is what I see it possibly looking like, right? So I think once I think we're still going to come down and test that 14.5, maybe get a little rally up. Like I said, this could end up being that wedge, right? And then once we break the 14.5, I think the next target, like I said, around February or March. Let me move this over to the timing. February or March, get to that 75 to 8,500. Then we'll get that false rally. And I'll show you in the next charts why I believe that's going to happen. Back up to that 14.5 range, come back down, break the 75 to 8,500, and then have our ultimate low sometime in the middle or end of 2023. 3850 is what I have on here, but 35 to 4,500, right? Also want to show you on the monthly. You can see the monthly chart here. This is the RSI on the bottom, keep getting rejected. Everybody likes to focus on the weekly. Guys, look at the monthly. There's nothing bullish there, right? This is our chart from December 2nd. You can check the video out. I'll leave it at the end of the video up top. When I made this video on December 2nd, talking about the .com bubble, right? This is the Amazon chart in the .com bubble. This is Bitcoin right now. Seems to be playing out absolutely perfect. Everybody's getting excited off of, let me show you this little tiny pump here, right? They had bigger pumps back here and got super excited also. But I warned you guys last year when I talked about this, what to expect. You know, big drops, then get little rallies to the upside, get everyone bullish again so nobody sells, so the big boys can dump into them, make even a lower low, and then they wish they would have sold up here. Then it starts going back up, and then, oh my God, they're bullish again. It's going to the moon, and then another lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, all the way down, right? That's exactly what we're doing here, guys. That is how bubbles pop. I've tried to explain this over and over and just get so much hate about it. Again, guys, there's no guarantees this is what's going to happen, but so far it has played out almost perfectly. And if you did play this chart, you're making an absolute killing. As you can see here, this is the other way to look at this. Pay attention, right? So in this bubble pop, you can see the weekly trend line on the RSI right here, right? Once this broke to the upside, that was our false bottom. Again, once we break this, I think that'll be the false bottom. So could we see the false bottom now? Possibly, but I don't think so. I think we have much lower to go. Like I said, February or March, 75 to 8,500, possibly a little bit lower. Once we break this weekly trend line, that'll probably be a good place to maybe put in a long, or, you know, buy and just hold for a while, because this was over 100% rally. It doesn't look like it, right? But when you see when it does happen, if it does happen, YouTubers are going to go into the 4-hour chart, make it look huge, get you all bullish again for the next final leg down, which will get us into the middle or end of next year. Just like, let me see, can you see that? There you go. Just like this did, right? Come back down for retest, just like over here. Same thing over here. This chart is playing out beautifully, guys. Let's take another look at that chart before we get into Litecoin and Ethereum. So this is my 10-year plan, unless it's broken, right? What validates this? A break of this 27.4 before getting to 35 or 4,500. Actually, this weekly 55 EMA, throw that on your chart. If that breaks before getting down to this low, then it's invalid. Until then, it's valid, at least down to here, right? So the 4-year cycle, new all-time highs, right? No. 4-year cycle, the one 4-year cycle that is in all markets is the election cycle, guys. Bitcoin has been in a traditional bull market since its creation, right? I don't think traditional markets are in a bull market anymore. We'll take a look at the Dow at the end of this video. It'll probably be open by the time. No, maybe not. But we'll be taking a look at that also. So 4-year cycle, yeah, we could get a rally into 2025, but I think it'll be more in between 35 to 8,500, right? And then another downfall, just like we had here, right? People say crypto moves faster than stocks and blah, blah, blah. Well, these are stocks. This is an Amazon.com bubble. It's looking pretty much the exact same to me, guys, right? And we'll take a look at one more chart after this. But that would get us into 2025, and then middle of 2028, back down to, you know, 15 to 25K, rally back up into 2029, 55 to 65K, and back down 25 to 35K in 2030. Like this over here took 10 years from the high to break the all-time high. So the all-time high was in November of 99. It broke it in October of 09, 10 years later. So something to look at, guys. There's no guarantee Bitcoin's going to go to the moon. There's no reason for it right now, actually. But anyways, look at the Amazon chart here in blue, weekly. Put it up against Bitcoin. Same chart pattern, guys. Same chart pattern. Before we get into Ethereum and stuff, I also want to show you why I think Binance could be in huge trouble. We'll take a look at that in a second. Before we do, check out my wife's webpage, inkyourimage.com. Lots of cool stuff on there, lots of cool crypto stuff. But she can put anything you want, any pictures or anything on any of this stuff on glass, slate, all this stuff. Great Christmas gift ideas. InkYourImage.com. She does all this stuff herself. So check out her page, link down below. You might find something you like. So this is Ethereum, right? And something I just wanted to point out about, you know, how this pattern is always bad news. You know, ADA had this pattern. Everything's had this pattern right before it falls, right? I've showed you this in Tesla, in everything, right? So this could be what you're looking at, guys. There's some measured moves in here. I'm not going to go over how I got to them all, but right now we are getting rejected right here before getting back into, let me straighten this out a little bit. Yeah. We got rejected right off this 55 EMA and the bottom of this wedge, right? We take the measured move of this. That gets us, well, let me show you here. This was kind of just to show you what these bubble pop patterns look like, right? Let's get it. Here's FTT. Now they took the Coinbase one that I was using away, and it had, you know, the beginning down here before it went up, just like Binance, right? Same type pattern, guys. We've seen it over and over and over again in many charts. I don't care if it's crypto. I don't care if it's pet rocks. I don't care if it's Legos. Whatever the chart is, it's about the pattern, right? And Binance seems to be in huge trouble right here. We can see what happened at FTX with their FTT coin. Just be careful, be cautious, guys. Remember, don't keep more money than you can afford to lose on any exchange. I don't care what exchange you're using. Don't have more than you are willing to lose on it, right? Here is my Ethereum chart, right? Here are my targets we've had forever. 817 being the first one. If that breaks, 706. If 706 breaks, 253 to possibly 200 area. This chart is about a year old. Those of you that follow the channel have known I've had these targets ever since we broke this rising wedge up here. Our first target there was 19.6. Once we broke that, you know, everything's been playing out. Nothing more I got to say about that, but we will see below $1,000 again, in my opinion. Litecoin, same thing. This is an old chart, guys. We had this target from the break of this rising broadening wedge here down to about 23.69. Have had that target forever. What it seems to be forming right here is a rising broadening wedge. The measured move of that, depending on if, when, and where it breaks, right? So if we break over here, it's going to get us around 10 bucks. But look for a bounce around that 23. We might get lucky and bottom out there. Guys, Litecoin is the only coin I think that will be able to be not registered as a security like a lot of these cryptos are going to be. And it's going to kill a lot of them because they're not going to want to pay for registry. They'll probably just cash out, rug pull on all their buyers and roll out. But you can see also here is bearish divergence, lower highs in the RSI, higher highs in the price action, bearish divergence, ready to roll over, come down. But if it is able to break this area at about 86.21, then we can make one more high here before coming crashing down. And that would be around 127. Will that happen? It's possible. But as of right now, I don't think so. I think this is coming down. And it's going to come down hard. Once we break these levels, I think as long as we stay rejected here, look for around 50 bucks. Once that breaks, look for about 25. Now, once that breaks, look for about 10. Here is the Dow. So we've been looking at this as an ending fifth wave diagonal, right? Could go a little bit higher, but as you can see, we made higher highs here, lower highs in the RSI. That is bearish divergence for a turnaround, but we still could get up to this 34.7 area, and that would also be retesting the top. Let me get this out of the way. Retesting the top of this channel that we've been watching forever. Even if we do get that up to that 34.7 area, it will be a huge rejection and a continuation of the downside, just like these ones were, right? Every time we've hit the top of that, we have major rejection. So I know a lot of people are still bullish on it. I am not. I'll let you know if I change my mind. DXY, everybody is talking about the dollar being dead. The dollar is not dead, guys. We talked about this. Look at the 200 EMA right here. Go back to the 80s. We'll also look at the weekly too, but go back into the 80s over here. It always gets a little below the 200 EMA, but ends up rallying up. I do believe we have much, much higher to go. Let me show you how high. The weekly chart, we've had this here forever. Everybody has been bearish on the dollar for years. I'm the only one that was bullish on the dollar. The DXY, actually, not so much the dollar, the DXY, the power of the dollar over a bunch of different currencies, right? Now everybody talks about the DXY, but everybody's talking about it being dead again, right? Look over here in the 80s, which I think we're in the same type cycle. Over here in the 80s, on the weekly, we can look at the 55 EMA, right? Right there with support all the way up, guys. 55 EMA, where's it at? Ooh, we hit it, and we are getting a bounce off it. A very nice bounce at that. Anyways, as you guys know, my next target's around 122. I think we'll probably get some rejection there. Once we get above that, I think it's to the moon for the DXY, guys. I have a target up here between 175 and 185. I do believe we'll hit that, and here's why. Looking at this rising broadening wedge over here, that gets us up to that range. We've been watching this forever. Guys, the DXY is bullish, period. It's not dying. It's not going down to zero. Look at what it did. Just a perfect little retracement, right? Just like we had over here a million times. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget, give me a follow on Twitter. It's @CryptoSavvy with the number 1. No underscore, no nothing. Links are down below, my social links and everything. Use those links because there's a lot of scammers out there. I don't want you getting on the wrong one. Thanks again for watching. Sorry it's a longer video. It is Monday. Kind of wanted to go over a lot of what my thoughts are. I hope that helps you out and kind of gives you a way to view the market. So thanks again for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash that thumbs up, leave your comments down below, tick that notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Take it easy, guys. I'm out.